Okay, so what ideas do you have, Natalie, for getting started in adding more physical activity?
Well, I think like when I was really active in the past, I enjoyed going to the gym, and I like that regardless of what's happening with the weather outside, that's always an option. So I've kind of already started to look and see like how much gym memberships cost in the area. I'd really like one that's like month to month and doesn't require me to pay out for like a year, because in the summertime I just don't use that. When the weather is nice, I like to be outside. So I do think that that would be an option. I've enjoyed doing yoga in the past. I don't care for swimming because it requires a lot of extra prep time, and like I don't, chlorine in my hair just doesn't really go very well usually. But I really like walking, weightlifting, running is okay. That was more at my like peak activity level, so I don't think I could start out running now, but I'd like to work up to it.
Great. It sounds like there are a lot of activities that you do like, and I'm hearing a theme of climate control being important to you, and you've already been researching gyms. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so I just, on my phone, if I'm like in the grocery store, I'm kind of just looking through, and on Google I'll type in like gyms in the area, and I'll look and see what's there. And I don't ever want to sign up to learn more, because I feel like then they just keep emailing you forever. So at this point I'm just trying to kind of figure out what I can based on their website as far as cost goes. But that month to month is kind of really important for me. Just like I mentioned, I don't want to be paying for 6 months or a year out.
Right. Okay. So you're looking for something that's reasonably priced and that you don't have to sign a contract. And you're right. It's hard to tell what cost is just from looking on the website.
Yeah.
And I completely agree about wanting to avoid the sales pitch element of it. What seems like a logical next step based on, you've kind of already gotten the ball rolling, what feels like a logical next step?
Yeah, I think, I've kind of looked around, see what's available to me. I think the next step would be to maybe go visit one place and just see like what equipment they have. I also think too, I'd like to be outside when the weather permits. I like to walk. I don't like rain or snow or cold. I don't like doing things when I'm just not in a climate that's enjoyable. So if there is decent weather, I think going outside and getting some steps in or just walking would be a good first start for me.
Okay, so maybe visiting a gym and then also choosing a non-gym activity to sort of get started when weather's permitting.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one idea that is jumping into my mind as you're talking. Is it okay if I share that?
Sure, yeah.
I'm wondering about the price of the YMCA compared to other gyms. Is that one that you have interest in or have looked at already?
I don't know that I've looked closely at that. I don't know much about their pricing or anything like that.
Yes, and honestly, I don't either. I just suspect that it might be slightly cheaper than some of the more private gyms.
Okay.
So something to look into if you're interested.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would suspect they'd be less sales pitch oriented than a private gym, so it might be a safe place to explore first to build some confidence in that conversation.
Yeah, that's a good recommendation. I'll definitely check it out.
Okay, great. So in addition to exploring the gym possibility, what sounds like a logical next step for a non-gym activity to get started? Some small goal that feels doable and you have control over because it doesn't require the perfect weather or the perfect gym.
Yeah, I think, finding ways to walk more would be good, even if that is inside somewhere. I've done the trick of parking in the back of the parking lot and walking up to the store. And I've also been in Target and taken an extra lap, which is kind of dangerous too because you might spend more money. But I think if the weather's nice too, I would like to get outside and try to find a place to walk. And two, I really did enjoy yoga. It was good for my like flexibility and posture, and so I would be interested in maybe seeing too what classes are available in the area. I haven't looked at that at all.
Okay, so exploring some yoga classes. Is doing yoga in your living room appealing to you at all?
Home workouts have never really worked for me in the past, just because there's so many distractions,
Right.
and I can like set the mat out there and everything and get everything ready, like bottled water, everything's good to go, and then it just sits there and I don't actually do it. Whereas if I go somewhere else, I'm already there, and so I'm doing it.
That's great. It's important to know this about yourself, what works and what doesn't work, and what you feel motivated to do. So it sounds like we sort of have two small goals right now. One is to maybe visit the YMCA and find out how much that costs. And the other goal being maybe just a walk one time between now and the next time I see you. And I say one time, you can of course go more than that, but just with snow in the forecast, it might be reasonable to start with a small goal like that and hope for one nice day between now and a few weeks from now when I get to see you again. Yeah. How do those two goals sound?
No, that sounds good. I definitely think I'll walk probably more than one time in the next couple of weeks, but I also have this app on my phone that tracks my steps. And it was like built into the phone. It's nothing I downloaded or anything, so I can also use that to kind of see if I'm getting more active, because right now I think I'm averaging like 2,000 steps a day, so it's like a lot of sitting.
Okay, so you like to kind of get motivated with use of an app, and that might help you get started.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fantastic. So on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being I'm really confident I can research a gym and go for one walk, and 0 being not all confident, how are you feeling about these two small goals?
I think I'm at a 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, I think I'll find ways to walk. And I'm at a point now where I've done as much research, I've found out as much information I think as I can on the gyms that are local here. But I will check out the Y to see if it maybe is a bit cheaper and also a bit more like welcoming and doesn't require a 6-month contract or anything like that. So I feel like those would both be good starts. Yeah.
Wonderful. Are there any other barriers that would be helpful to sort of talk through?
Well, if I'm trying to walk outside, the weather is always going to be one. But again, like I said, if I'm checking, using the app on my phone to see my step count, I can maybe make more of a priority to walk indoors and just find places inside that I could walk, even if it's just around the hallway or whatever that looks like. Okay,
so being creative with your indoor space is a solution you've come up with yourself for if there just aren't any good days, nice days outside.
Yeah, but hopefully there's one, so yeah.
Great. Well, you came in today feeling pretty discouraged about your energy levels and your mood, and feeling lousy about your body in general, and today we've talked about a small step to get started, and you're hoping to experience some mood boost and some energy as you get rolling here. How are you feeling about today's session?
No, I feel really good. I think even coming in, I didn't have a step-by-step idea of what I wanted to do next, but no, this has been helpful to know what those small steps are, and like you said, hopefully I do start feeling better.
Yeah, great. Well, I look forward to checking in with you, and thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
All right.